I'm going to give YouTube a go and start broadcasting there as well. Alrighty, welcome everybody, welcome aboard. You might be wondering, why the title of this class is so, strong, different from the usual. I don't know if it caught your eye or not, but I have a lot of things to share, and I want this class to be a guide. I want it to be a guide to everybody who may be, missing out on great opportunities because of this belief that private classes are the only solution to the 2% English, the only way there, okay? All right, so I have a lot to share with you guys and really want you all to participate and comment as well. I'll try to keep track over on Instagram and on YouTube, but I believe it will be easier to keep track of the comments on YouTube. So go over there as well, okay, if you want to comment, but I'll try both, okay? I'll try to keep an eye on both platforms. Okie dokie. So I want you all to envision something here. I want you to visualize a trip to paradise. What would be your paradise? Okay. Your paradise. What about, going to the Maldives? Like, a beach like this. The Maldives. Hello, 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 everybody. Hello, 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 everybody. Okay, going to this amazing beach. How does that, what does that look like to you? Do you think it sounds nice? Is it a good or a bad idea? Well, to do that, what do you have to do first? If you want to go to the Maldives, what's the first thing that you do? Well, I look for a ticket. Something like, Google Flights. Do you guys use Google Flights? It's something that I have started using, to find flights wherever I want to go. And let me just, where is my picture? Okay, wait, and let's start over here. Okay, got it. Sorry. Okay, so anyway, when you pick your destination, the first thing that you're gonna do is pick your flight, right? I have a destination, I need to get there. And what's the piece of information that Google Flights will ask you? They will ask you like where you are, where you want to go, what time. You click on research. What are you going to find? You're going to find the possibilities of flights and the price. You will also, see if it fits your time availability, if you can, go that day, that time, which one is the best one, and also if you can afford, that destination. So basically, these are the two pieces of information that you will, need, or you will provide the airline company. But let's be honest. What you want here is to teleport, isn't it? You want to snap and just go and be in your destination. What you want to do is you want to, go snorkeling in the deep blue sea of the Maldives. You want to go fun tubing, which is a thing there. You want to have a massage. That's what you want. You want to have a massage. You want to relax. You don't want to take the plane. You need to take the plane. You have to take the plane. So by taking the plane, by choosing, when you choose your destination and you pick the ticket there, you're actually aiming at the experience. You're aiming at the final result. You need the ticket. You don't want the ticket. So the result is different from what you need, okay? The vehicle that's going to take you there. So tell me something. When you pick the ticket to go to the Maldives, did you care to pick the model of the plane? Airbus 700, whatever. I know one person that does that. Someone, I think I'm not going to disclose the name. but it's someone in my family that is doesn't like planes much. So he always checks the model of the plane to see if it's safe or not, you know. But anyway, most people don't do that. You don't do that. You don't pick the plane that you're going. You don't pick the pilot. You don't worry about it. You trust the airline. You just trust that the airline is going to take you to your destination. You trust the rest of the process. You know, so you just buy the ticket and you believe it will take you there. Now, most of the DMs, most of the messages that we get through Instagram and Facebook have the following question. And that motivated this class, okay? All right, AMD Franco, I want to be part, but you never sent me. Oh, maybe there's a problem with your email. Maybe your email is rejecting our emails. Is it Amanda? Amanda, send us an email, fluentforreal@fluentforreal.com. All right, we'll help you there. fluentforreal@fluentforreal.com. Thanks for the message. Okay, so let me go back here. All right, so let me get the whiteboard now. I want to share some information on the screen, okay? So basically, we're talking here. If you think private classes are the solution, sorry, you're wrong. So the question that we get a lot in our DMs is, do you teach private classes? That's the question. That's what motivated this whole class here, okay? And that question is the first question that we get. And I see that this misconception, which in my opinion is a misconception, okay? That it's the most important question to be asked. Oh, do you teach private classes or group classes? Like as if it were the most important question, the first one that needs to be asked. And when I hear that question as a teacher, what I actually hear is someone asking, what is the model of your plane? What is the model of the plane that's going to take me to that destination? You know, it's like, it's not the question to be asked. You have other questions, more important questions to ask before that question. Now, which are these important questions? I'm going to tell you all about it, all about them, okay? So then it hit me, okay, I'm going to ask our followers, I'm going to ask everybody around us, why? What makes them prefer private classes? You know, what makes you prefer private classes? You can also, Anderson, hi, Anderson. Anderson is here. I'm going to use your comment, Anderson. Thank you so much for participating when I asked that question. See, I actually did ask the question, and by coincidentally, Anderson is right here. Anderson has been following us since the very beginning, right, Anderson? When it was all weed, when it was all like nothing, just MC and I and a few people here. Thank you so much for sharing, okay, for participating as usual. But anyway, so we asked our followers, a lot of people responded, but we got Anderson's answer. And I think it's going to speak, you know, for everybody. I think it's going to be a nice summary, okay, of the impressions and the opinions. But you can also send yours, okay? What makes you prefer a private class, if that's what you prefer? Okay, so let me show you. Just go back here to the oh, I need MC's help here. No, actually I can do this. I just don't want to miss. Am I going to erase the whole whiteboard? If I am, okay, it's okay. I still want to share the picture, Anderson's answer here. So what makes you prefer private classes? So he responded, I'm gonna, permission to speak Portuguese, okay? Atenção dedicada do professor, evolução mais rápida, maior produtividade. 3 things. Atenção dedicada do professor, evolução mais rápida, maior produtividade. He answered those 3 as, you know, his reasons for liking or for preferring a private teacher. Okay, we're gonna go then step by step. We're gonna go through these points, and I am going to give you my side of things. Oh yeah, I didn't miss it, thank God. Oh, I need a crash course on Zoom, really, to be honest. I used to use another platform, and I'm getting used to Zoom now. But anyway, anywho, so let's break down this explanation. First of all, we're gonna call number one, teacher's eyes on you, which I interpret as, hey, more feedback. I have more feedback. One sec, one little sec. Do. Okay. All right, MC was sending me a message, but MC, I think I am. Can you double check? I don't know why, what happened, but to me, I am online on YouTube. But anyway, going back here then, I interpret that this atenção dedicada, teacher's eyes on you, is what, I have more feedback. The teacher is going to pay attention to me and is going to give me more feedback on my English, and that's going to help me improve. That's my interpretation. I may be wrong, but anyway. Well, the thing is, more attention from the teacher doesn't necessarily mean better feedback from the teacher, okay? Having more time with the teacher doesn't mean better feedback. Why not? Well, because you have to ask yourself, if you are already having classes with a private teacher, or if you have had, ask yourself, does the teacher provide relevant feedback? Relevant meaning, is the teacher actually correcting me and transforming my English into accurate English? To speak the 2% English, we need accurate English. I'm asking you this because I have had a lot of students. One in particular, I remember I was teaching her and she asked me, look, you can correct me, okay? Please correct me. And I said, of course I'll correct you. Like, I'm here for that. That's what I'm here for. I will tell you what you need to improve. And she was always like, is it correct? Is it correct? Like interrupting herself and asking if she was speaking correctly. Like, did I say everything right? I'm like, don't worry about it. You will be corrected. I will correct you if, whenever you need to be corrected. So don't worry about it. So see, having a teacher with you doesn't mean that they will actually correct and worry about your accuracy, okay? Yes, Paulo, I'm on YouTube. YouTube, our channel is Fluent for Real on YouTube. I can't link here because, it's actually on stories, but you won't be able to click there because of the live stream. So go over to YouTube. I am over there, okay? All right. Okay, so let's move on then. Okay? Got it? Limarco is asking a question for MC. MC, can you save that question? He's asking if he becomes fluent in English, what kind of jobs he can get in Brazil. A lot of jobs require English in Brazil, a lot of them. Next topic. So does the teacher provide relevant feedback? Ask yourself that question. Having a teacher there doesn't mean that the feedback will be relevant, doesn't mean that the teacher will help you actively correct yourself. Just giving you the like, oh, this is wrong, you're supposed to say this. Okay, you just go, okay, yes. That's not actually correcting anything. You need to actively correct. You need to develop awareness, and you need to actively correct using a technique, using a method to improve and to evolve. The second point here, does the teacher talk more than you in class? Unfortunately, many teachers and students, all right, it's not just the teacher's fault, but many teachers and students confuse a private class with a private chat. And, the precious time and precious money that you are investing there can go down the drain. You will have the impression that you are having classes and time is going by, but nothing's going to change because the practice is not focused on what you need, on your demands, not focused, and not on the edge of your limitation, not pushing you, to your limit, out of your comfort zone. It's a chat, almost between friends. Have you ever said or felt like my teacher and I became friends, and at the end, we were only talking, we were only chatting? So that happens. I have heard students say that, I know that it can happen. I'm not, pointing fingers here, saying whose fault it is. It's no one's fault. It can happen. So it is a risk you take. Not everybody can handle that situation, and just keep the focus 100% of the time, year after year, or semester after semester, month after month. I don't know. And remember that time is your most important asset. Money is something theoretically, we can get more of, more and more and more money. Time, you only have 24 hours a day. That's all the time you have. You don't have 36. So time is your most important asset. And last but not least, regarding this topic, number one, teacher's eye on you. If you believe that by hiring a private teacher, all the responsibility to transform your English automatically, magically, like magic, goes to your teacher, and it's the teacher's responsibility to transform your English. That concept is, it happens sometimes with personal trainers or dietitians. I'm going to go to the dietitian, they're going to give me a diet, and they're going to help me, give me an individualized, personalized diet for me. And then finally, I'm going to, get fit, or I'm going to gain weight, or I'm going to lose weight, whatever. And no, actually, they give you the direction, but you have to follow, the instructions, and you have to eat, or you have to not eat, and you have to eat this, eat vegetables, and not eat anything at night. God knows what else you have to do. But it's about you. Don't place the responsibility on the teacher. If you think that's going to be your salvation, stop right there. Then private classes will be a big waste of time and money. But any class will be a big waste of time and money. The problem is private classes are usually more expensive. They are more expensive because it's one teacher, one student, right? So it's even worse. It's even worse. A big waste of time and a big waste of money. Personal testimony here. I have taught private classes, and I have seen students dedicate hours and hours to classes, but they thought that all they had to do was show up, come to class, be with me, and they would learn. I really wish, oh my God, do I wish I could just talk and talk and talk, and my English would just magically, fly over to you through your skin and enter your brain. I really wish, but that's not how it works, unfortunately, for me and for you. Okay, so then that is topic number one. Okay, topic number one, teacher's eyes on you. Basically going back here then, okay, my private teacher became my friend. Does the teacher provide you with more feedback? My private teacher became my friend. That's also a common situation. And do you think that it is the teacher's responsibility to transform your English? Also a big mistake. So, ask yourself those questions. Stop to think if you have ever, experienced that, or if you have ever felt like, you've had that feeling, Okay, then number two, within the three, let's pick a color here. Okay, this green. Oops. What did I do? Undo, redo, undo, 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 redo. Okay. See how much, I just suck at Zoom. MC crash course. No, I'm kidding. I just have to, to use it more. So moving on to number 2 then, faster improvement. Remember what Anderson said, and most of you said, like, one of the reasons why he prefers is evolução mais rápida, which I called here faster improvement, right? Faster improvement. Do we really have faster improvement when we have private classes? Okay, first question before anything, where are you going? To improve faster compared to group classes, you need to know where you're going. So when you have private classes, is there a framework with that teacher? Is there a clear destination? Do you and the teacher have that very much aligned? Like, oh, I want to reach the 2% English teacher. I want a better job position. I need the English that's going to allow me to get a promotion at my company, to get a dream job at another company, which is my dream company, to move abroad and work abroad, to work in Brazil for a multinational global company, to work in Brazil for an international company, like 100% international, but working remotely from Brazil. I want to get my master's degree and I want to go there and be able to talk to my professors, to present stuff in English. Okay, so your teacher needs to know that, that's your destination, and your teacher needs to tell you whether or not they can take you there. Like, no, I know I know what transformation you need. I know what transformation you want. I'm going to take you there. So it's important to have a framework. It's important to know what your destination is. Does your teacher have that? How much time you need to get there? What are the steps to get there? What needs to be done, today, tomorrow, next week to get there? And basically, what I hear a lot as well from students who studied is my teacher doesn't have a method. So a method, a framework, a destination, that's what you actually need to reach the 2% English. And then here, regardless of the format, yes, then group classes or private classes. But when we think private, we are so worried about number 1, attention, the teacher's going to give me attention, feedback, etc., that we forget that there are other things more important or as important as the feedback, such as a method. And then we end up, losing track of what really changes the result that we are looking for. And when you say improving faster, okay, so let's assume there is, a destination. Improving faster compared to group classes means rolling the learning cycle faster. What does that mean? Okay, so I have a private teacher. I can have 5 classes a week, because with group classes, what the group offers me is 2 times a week, 3 times a week. With my private teacher, I am going to have a semi-immersion 5 times a week. It's going to be fast. It's going to be great because I can do it. I am faster, and I don't know why, I learn faster, so the explanation comes to me so easily. I can do this 5 times a week. Okay, you can have 5 classes a week. However, that flexible schedule that you have, that you can have 5 classes a week, 6 classes a week, I don't know, which is flexible, that also, here, let me just change the line here. That is also possible with self-paced courses, video classes that you can watch anytime, anywhere. You can also watch 5 classes a week in self-paced courses. So in that case, private classes or self-paced courses, recorded or with the teacher, both of them allow you for speed if you need to watch a lot. The point here is not really having the possibility to have 5 classes a week or not. The point is, are you willing to do the rest of the cycle that fast as well? 5 classes a week with your teacher means you have to do the rest of the practice and feedback 5 times faster. It's not just about going to class, sitting there and absorbing your teacher's English. Remember, I just said that I wish that were true. It's not. It's about getting the input, learning, absorbing, listening, watching, learning, practicing. Level 1 and 2 practice. Start from level 1, short, objective, small, focused practice, bigger practice level 2, going over to level 3, conversation classes, and then getting feedback, fixing what needs to be fixed, going over the cycle again if necessary. Having classes implies having more practice outside the classroom. Are you willing to do that with private classes or group classes? The faster you move, the more classes you watch, the more input you get, the more practice you need. You won't absorb all that. You won't process all. You need to process language to speak well, to speak the English that you need. Therefore, that is one of the biggest misconceptions, that you're going to have a lot of classes and that your English is going to magically transform just by going to class. It's not. One of the consequences of this is, I understand a lot, teacher, but I don't remember the words that I learned in class. I don't use them. I just understand when somebody uses them with me, but I never use them. The structures, the complicated, sophisticated stuff, I never use. That's a consequence. So are you willing to do all the practice that is required, Yes or no? Okay, so this is why I tell my students when they start the course, like very excited, yay, I'm gonna watch 3 classes a week, 5 classes a week, 6 classes a week, 7 classes a week. And I say, like, I'm not pressuring you to watch 100 classes a week. I want you to be consistent with your studying. I want you to watch, roll the cycle of input, practice, and feedback, and then move on to another class. Watch a class. Input, practice, feedback, move on to another class. Consistency is key. Speed is not the solution. Speed is not as important as consistency, okay? So private classes that allow you for flexibility, and having more classes than maybe a school can offer you, without the effort that you need outside the classroom, will not take you to the 2% English. All right, so let's say then that you are going to do all that it takes to reach your goal faster. A lot of classes a week, plus all the practice that the teacher asks you to do in class, plus and out of the class, plus the dedication to correct yourself, feedback, work on feedback, listen to feedback, and improve day by day. That's going to still it's going to cost a lot more than group classes. A lot more. Please don't forget, I think it's not exclusive to Brazil. It is worldwide, except for a few countries that really, really appreciate their teachers. But all in all, generally speaking, teachers are not very well paid. They don't have the best salaries in the country. But great teachers cost. Great education costs. If you are looking for a bargain, I want to have private classes, but I want a bargain, well, I would think twice before actually, closing that deal. Great teachers cost. And, just to illustrate this, the greatest cost of an English school goes towards paying the teachers. Good teachers cost more. So imagine having a very good teacher just for you. It will cost a lot more. If it doesn't, then you may have a problem there, okay? Okay, and on the other hand, having private classes can help you improve faster if you are more productive. So remember, it's not about how many classes a week you have, it's about how productive your time is with your teacher. And Anderson mentioned that, mais produtividade. So we are moving on then to number 3. Okay, so are private classes more productive than regular classes? Number 3. Are they more productive? I just wish I knew how to make this smaller without like making everything disappear. I tried to do this earlier, but I couldn't. But anyway, I'm just gonna do this. Okay, so are private classes more productive than group classes? Okay, well, let's do some math here. Productivity equals work or result divided by the time invested. That means, if you remember math, that means the more you work in less time, the more productivity you have. If you spend a lot of time, or if you have the same amount of time and more results, you're also more productive. So classes are more productive if less time is spent to do the same, to reach the same result. Okay, basically that's it. Now, okay, but note, time is about hours studying, not enrolled in the course. I enrolled in a course and I have 2 classes of 60 minutes a week, and I've been studying for 6 months. You know, six months is not really the time. You have been studying for 6 months, 2 hours a week, so that means 2 hours a week times, let's say, 24 weeks, 48 hours. On the other hand, someone has been studying maybe 3 times a week for 3 months, you know, how many hours is that? 3 times 12, 36. So in 3 months, 36 hours. In 6 months, 48 hours. What I mean is, let's compare 36 with 48, okay? Not 6 months and 3 months. Amount of time studying in the classroom, outside the classroom. Okay, so to be more productive, every step of the process needs to be more productive, right? Like the input. The input needs to be very well presented, a very well presented class. When the explanation of the teacher is clear, the explanation is not taking longer than necessary. It's very objective, straight to the point, and you know, clear, and you understand that very well. So do you believe that you have had that experience, or that nowadays you have that experience? Like, no, the input is straight to the point. My teacher is great. I found a teacher that explains, you know, everything to me very clearly and objectively. Doesn't take that much time. I don't feel like they repeat themselves. Okay, number 2, effective practice, not private chat, as I said. Okay, not buddies talking. Effective practice. Level 1 practice, level 2 practice, and level 3 conversation. Conversation is level 3 practice. You need to build your English in smaller blocks. I use the analogy of sports. You practice kicking first, and then you practice passing the ball and kicking, passing the ball and kicking, passing the ball and kicking, before you actually play a game, you know, play a match. So dividing the abilities, practicing them individually, and then putting them all together in a conversation practice, level 3. So effective practice, where every minute is going to count, is the practice focused on your demands, simulating the work environment, simulating professional challenges, simulating a job interview, whatever you need, you know? So is it? Plus relevant and objective feedback. As I said before, having the attention of the teacher doesn't mean that you will get quality feedback, a technique to actually correct your English, your teacher guiding you to build self-awareness, to build self-feedback. When you are in the real world, you know, being able to understand your mistakes and identify your mistakes and correct yourself, you know, those tools are very, very important, and a teacher that helps you build them is going to build independence in you. You won't need them forever. So is that, you know, is that teacher giving you relevant and objective feedback? So is the input Is the practice, is the feedback more productive? Each step, are they more productive? So higher productivity depends on the teacher's performance and on your performance. Only a part of it depends on the individualized attention, you know, the feedback. Only a part of it. Can you see that when you think, I have more attention from the teacher? That's just a part of it. I know so many other elements need to work and function well together with this relevant feedback. Oh, Renata, but group classes make me practice with people whose English is not as good as mine. I don't want to, you know, I don't feel very comfortable there. First of all, don't be fooled by your impression of other people's English. Someone with a worse pronunciation than yours can have a more correct structure, more a wider range of vocabulary, you know, vocabulary choices, which is very often more difficult to acquire than pronunciation. Secondly, when you think that the conversation part of the class, level 3 practice, if you think that the conversation where you will be interacting with, you know, with classmates in the group, if you think you depend on your classmates' production, and then that's going to be your input to learn something else, to learn more, you are, you know, to be honest, I think that's wrong. That's a big mistake. Your input came from the teacher. Your input comes from listening activities, from watching videos, from listening to podcasts, from other kinds of sources. That is one of them. That's a small source. Like your classmate in conversation class is a small source of input. In that moment, you should be worrying about your production, not about other people's production and other people's production becoming your input. You should worry about yourself, about, am I pushing myself out of my comfort zone? Am I doing my best here? Am I practicing for the real world? Am I practicing for an actual meeting that I will have next week, or that I may have when I get my new job, my dream job? So, you know, worry about your English, your self-correction, your cycles. And there's something else here regarding this, you know, like people with different levels. No one will ever have the same level of English as you. Some people will be a little better, much better, a little worse, much worse. And that's real life. Guess what? That's going to happen in real life. You will be faced with non-native speakers speaking English, someone from China, someone from Japan, someone from Hungary, someone from India. So one, you will have to deal with people that have a different accent or a rougher English than yours. And you will have to feel comfortable around people that have a better English than your English, and not feel intimidated by that. So both of these situations are opportunities of growth, both of these. So don't just, you know, assume that this is not good for you, this is not for me, you know, because of these reasons, you know, that I mentioned, like, oh no, I need the teacher talking to me and I need input just from the teacher, you know. Really, you will gain a lot in group classes. You will still have so many opportunities, learning opportunities, learning from other people's mistakes. Anyway, so worry about your English, your self-correction, your cycles, and you will define. Self-feedback is key. Self-awareness is key. I am always saying that my best students have the biggest ears. My best students listen to feedback, and that's the key to success. You work on your input, your practice, but you don't work on your feedback, you don't evolve, you don't grow. So big ears, self-feedback, self-awareness. Oh, Renata, but I do not have the discipline to study through a 100% self-paced course, like something online that is recorded. I don't have the discipline. for that. You know, I need a teacher, you know, to guide me. Okay, it's very nice that you are aware of that characteristic of yours. First thing, congratulations, you know. Like me, for example, I have learned that if I have a personal trainer come to my building, I never miss a workout. If I have to go to the gym by myself without like anyone waiting for me, without any you know, like time frame from 7 to 8, from, you know, I will make up excuses and not go. I will put my work first. I will put other things first, and I won't go. So I learned that about myself. I found my way with my workout. I need a connection with my trainer. That's what I need, a connection with the person, because I don't only go when, you know, my trainer is here. I go, I learned to go regardless of him coming. So like if I practice twice a week, I'll go by myself 3 more times. You know, I learned that. But I do have a connection with I know that he's going to ask me like, so did you work out? You know, the days that we didn't train, did you do something? Did you, you know, do any kind of exercise? And I'm like, yeah, I did this, I did that, I did 1 hour of this, I did 40 minutes of that. So I need that connection with my trainer. So find a teacher or a course, private or group. See, the format is really, you know, not the point here. Find a teacher or a course that will give you the connection that you need to watch classes and not put off your goals. A teacher that cares about your results, checks in on you. Hey, how are you? How are things? You know, are you having any trouble? I saw that you didn't watch classes. You know, haven't watched for a week. Where are you? What's going on? A teacher that is there to help you get back on track, because SHIT happens. Life is busy, family, kids, spouses, significant others, work, personal plans, other courses. You can, you know, be studying something else. So things happen. Someone that's going to help you get back on track, even if you miss classes, you stop studying for a week, 2 weeks, a month, 2 months, I don't know. A teacher that actually cares about you. So a private teacher or not, can you see? So it's not about the format of classes, it's about how the teacher works. Put all your cards on the table. Tell the teacher what you need, what kind of student you are, and ask them, can you help me overcome this? Can I count on you? Because either way, private classes, you know, can I tell you a secret? Private classes can be canceled. You can cancel tomorrow because you're not feeling so well. You can skip a class because your dog is not feeling so well. You can say, can we transfer the class, tomorrow's class, to Friday, and then you cancel on Friday, you know? That happens a lot. So the flexibility that private classes give you have a downside to them as well. So discipline, you know, it's a word that can be really developed. It's a quality that can be really developed with training, with habits, you know, by setting your foot to it and saying, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna have more discipline, because we can make up excuses for anything, guys, anything, really. So, you know, that flexibility can also be a bear trap, as MC would put it. So next time you find a teacher you like, ask them about the destination. Can you take me where I want to get? Not the vehicle, not do you teach private classes, you know? Asking that question is asking about the plane model, as I said, Airbus, whatever. Like, no, you don't have to know that. That's not really the point. So it's about the result. The same way that you trust Emirates to take you to the Maldives, you must trust your teacher. Look for a teacher that can provide you with that kind of trust. A teacher that can say, hey, my plane takes you where you need to get. It's about the result that you want, the transformation that you want. The model of the plane is the vehicle. The format of the classes is the vehicle. Other questions should be asked. I mentioned a lot of situations and questions that you should ask yourself, and that you can also ask the teacher or the course that you are, interested in. So let's review. I want to review before we end. I want to help you see everything that I, mentioned, that I explained, thoroughly with a lot of words, but I want us to, work on this a little more objectively. Okay, so let us share right here. Okay, so private classes, the solution that you see versus the problem that you can't see. What's the solution that you see? I have more attention from the teacher. I said it at the beginning of the class. If you missed the beginning of the class, I strongly recommend that you go back and watch it, okay? I have more attention from the teacher. Problem that you can't see, that costs a lot more money. Quality teachers, okay? Quality teachers will cost a lot more. Quality teachers. You may rely 100% on the teacher's ability to transform your English. When you think that having more attention from the teacher is the solution, you automatically may be thinking that the teacher has the power, and only the teacher has the power to transform your English, and forget about your responsibility, what you need to do. Third one, risk of chatting or the teacher talking too much. Some teachers mix things up. They forget that there has to be, a method, there has to be a framework, or maybe they don't have a method, or they don't have a framework, or they don't really have your result, aligned with you. Like, this is where you want to get. I'm taking you there in this amount of time, doing this and this and that. And the risk of chatting is very common. A lot of times after, some time, students complain that they become friends with their teachers, and they end up not having like that feedback that they actually want, the correction that they actually need, and really becoming a personal relationship and not so professional anymore. And number 4, is there a method or framework to follow? I just mentioned that before. Solution that you see, I can have many classes and move faster. I talk to my private teacher, I suit the classes I want: Monday morning, Tuesday evening, Wednesday lunchtime, Thursday, Friday, Sunday, whatever. Yes, you can do that, but you need to keep up with the input that you're getting. You need to keep up with that in practice and feedback time. A lot of input, a lot of classes with your teacher, more practice at home, more feedback that needs more feedback from the teacher and from the exercises that you're going to do. So you need to correct things. You need to study more at home. Can you do that? Are you willing to do that? It's not gonna be absorbed by your skin like I wish it were. I have a solution that you see. I have flexibility to schedule my classes. Problem that you can't see. Having flexibility to schedule your classes allows you to cancel or postpone them. One of the, nowadays, like me, I have a baby at home, a 3-month-old, almost 4. And like this time for me is perfect. 9:30 for me is perfect because the baby is sleeping. Hopefully I'm not going to wake him up by speaking loudly here. But anyway, so that's great for me. But if my baby wakes up right now, I have a problem. So if I have a class that I thought I could have and I need to, something, gets in the way of that, I will need to cancel. So having a live class doesn't necessarily mean that you will have the class. You can still cancel. You may need to cancel or postpone the class. So that's gonna you will have to count on your discipline. You will have to count on your schedule being predictable. So don't think that because you scheduled, you have like, oh, I'm doing classes 3 times a week. I'm doing classes 3 times a week now. But when you count the actual classes that you're having, it's not 12 a month. It's 8 a month. It's 9 a month. And 9 a month is a lot, but it's 25% less than what you had planned. So you will go 25% slower than you planned to. 25% is a lot. Can you see what I mean then? So it doesn't guarantee, flexibility doesn't guarantee that you're actually having the class. You need the discipline anyway. I am more committed because the teacher is waiting for me. Okay, that's a solution that you see. I'm more committed because the teacher is waiting for me. It's a live class. You know, I have that person waiting for me. If you have, what's the problem that you can't see? If you have a busy or unpredictable schedule, as I said, you may cancel a lot of classes. That happens to my husband, okay, different from me. He cancels more classes than me with our trainer because his schedule is more unpredictable than mine. Speaking of him, my mom-in-law has just come into the live. Hello. Hi, Glit. So if your schedule is busy or unpredictable, you may have to cancel a lot of classes, you know, either way. So having like online classes, recorded classes, allows you for, you know, that flexibility, and you will never miss a class. You will never have to, you know, miss one. You can watch them anytime. And also you can rewatch classes when they are pre-recorded. Live classes cannot be rewatched. And I don't know if you feel like this, but I, 2 years ago, before the pandemic, I took a design course because I love, you know, most of the art on our Instagram I make. Yes, I'm an amateur designer. I love it. I'm not great at it, but it was like a basic course where I could learn how to deal a little bit with Illustrator, you know, and Photoshop, although I forgot how to work with Photoshop. But I had a face-to-face course, and it was like the first time that I actually missed having the opportunity to rewatch a class. It's very practical, you know, learning how to deal with a software, an app like Adobe Illustrator requires a lot of practice. And then when I went home and I was practicing, I forgot a step. All I wanted was to rewatch Andressa. You know, I remembered exactly when she explained it. If I had a video class, I could just go straight, you know, like go straight to the point and just watch 3 minutes again and go like, oh, that's right. Refresh my memory and go back. And you can't do that with live classes. You know, so that's another advantage of having self-paced courses. But okay, so that's the summary of the class. Problems that you see versus problems that you can't see versus the solution that you see. And before I say goodbye, guys, I just wanted to say that I've never had private classes, and here I am. MC has never had private classes, and he or she is. A lot of people have not. A lot of people have, and also have their 2% English. A lot of people have group classes and have the 2% English. And the gold diggers in the Fluent for Real program don't reach the 2% English through private classes. So my ideal mix to reach the 2% English involves self-paced classes because they allow for flexibility for busy schedules. A mom like me, you know, you can watch the class whenever the baby is sleeping. Mentoring, which allows for individualized attention and feedback, you know, the teacher and the student interacting there through a mentoring program. Live conversation classes, the level 3 practice, which allows for effective, focused, and consistent practice based on real life demands. You know, basically for me, that's the mix that, in my opinion, is ideal. It has a little bit of everything, and you know, it kind of covers you know, what I mentioned, like all of the things that I, you know, as a teacher, creator of the method, believe takes you to the 2% English, and that has actually taken our students to the 2% English. All right, so I hope that this class helped you find the best path for you, considering your personal needs, your personality, your schedule, what your reality allows you to do, and how, and also how you see your responsibility in the classroom. Had you ever thought about your role in your evolution, in your results? It's not only the teacher, and if you are placing the responsibility on the teacher and looking for a private teacher because of that, you are making you're setting yourself up for trouble, because you will probably get frustrated. That's not really how things happen, how things work. All right, so that is why, in my opinion, private classes are not the solution to reach the 2% English. A lot is involved there, and it requires more than just face-to-face, one-on-one interaction, teacher-student interaction. Okay, thank you very, very much. Thank you all for coming. Let me see here. Okie dokie. All right. Okay. So thank you all for coming. Thank you for the compliments. Hi, Isabelle. Thank you for the compliment. Jesse, thank you as well. It was a lot for me to deal with, in terms of Zoom and Instagram and YouTube, but I guess I was able to do it. I hope I was able to do it, guys. Thank you so much. Please hit the like button if you enjoyed this class. If you caught it in the middle, come on, filter. If you caught it, if you missed part of it, watch it again. This one will be kept forever in our feed and also on YouTube, because we really believe this one should stick around. This topic is very sensitive to us. We get these DMs a lot, so we want to make sure that this solution is here for you. These answers are here for you. Thank you all for coming. Bye-bye. I will see you all very, very soon. Okay. Thank you all. Have a great night, and I'll see you around. Leave your comment below if you enjoyed the class, if you agree or disagree with anything that I said. Okay. Bye-bye, Instagram, and bye-bye, YouTube. Bye. Okay, bye-bye.